What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting that one fresh out, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the channel. We're on our path to 1 million subscribers. You know how we do it over here. We've been doing it since 2013, and we ain't stopped. And we are bringing you the dopest content on YouTube. I'm here with my man Premo the General, kicking some game, getting his story, hooked up with him through a childhood friend and made it happen. And I'm happy to have the man on my channel. Mm-hmm. Premo, man, tell the people a little bit about your background, where you're from, how you grew up, and a little bit about just your makeup.
My name is Premo, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Sacramento, California, Oak Park to be exact, and had the typical upbringing. You know what I mean? Started going to juvenile hall, being a baby kid, hanging out with my brothers and them. I was about 10 years old, and that's where it really started at, just growing up, you know what I mean, trying to idolize what my big brothers and my big cousins was doing, you know what I mean, typical young man. So I had a typical upbringing, juvenile hall, YAs, little camps and all that little stuff like that, and unfortunately it led on to the big house, to where it was like my graduation. That was the only school that really made sure that you took you on to the next level. So it went from juvenile hall, it was like a progress.
Did you go to the Boys Ranch too?
Yep, I went to the Boys Ranch, 96, 97. You know what I'm saying? I did the Boys Ranch twice, Old Vassy and the little basketball team and stuff. So did the Boys Ranch, and then after the Boys Ranch, I
You went to CYA too?
No, I didn't go to YA. I just did camps. They sent me to LA. I was locked up in LA when I was 15 for being bad. Sent me from Sacramento all the way to LA. And it was just really just the basic upbringing of Oak Park, you know what I mean? Yeah. Being a youngster, I sold dope, you know what I mean? I was hustling, you know what I mean? Did everything I thought was supposed to be the it factor, following the lead of what I thought was the role models of the big homies, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I just grew up like that, and then eventually, like I said, it led me to the big house. I made a mistake, and it sent me somewhere, and then that's when I believe the change happened, when I just started becoming, when I was a boy, and then that's when I think I became trying to be a
How old were you when you went to the pen?
I was 20. I caught my case when I was 20. I did 2 years fighting, so I went 22.
And then you went to the state or the feds?
State.
Okay.
I did 16 years in there. Started off in Tehachapi in 2002.
Okay.
Yep, sent me straight down there. Walked straight into a war zone, the blacks and the Mexicans on lockdown. I don't know nothing about it, you know what I mean? I walk in there, and next thing you know, it's tension immediately. You can just feel it. The bus ride, everybody was, when you got to hear that bus ride, nobody was talking no more. What's up?
Yeah, you already knew.
Now it's back against the wall, and let's get spunky if we have to. So, you know what I mean? It got real for me as soon as I walked through the doors of CDC. I didn't even get no grace period of learning the ropes. It got spunky immediately.
What'd you get to 16 years for?
I called it murder. I called it murder and a home invasion.
Okay.
They dropped the murder down to manslaughter, and then I dropped the home invasion down to a robbery in a dwelling. It was co-defendants. It was 3 of us: me, Baby D, and my partner named Moan.
Hey man, that damn home invasion. I caught one at 18, man. I'm telling you, man, it's like looking back, man. I'm like, this is a cycle. Like he said, young black man. It's like, dude, what are we thinking, man? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing.
It was just you know what I mean? Because we was a money motivated thing back then. Like you say, everything was.
They tell you got to lick it. Never know. Oh, you got a bunch of. You get in there and nothing, man.
No, the lick was prosperous. I mean, we had it was a good setup, but we just ended up getting caught. Somebody catch us. We was coming out the house, and somebody ended up seeing us running and followed us in their car, called the police on us. So we got away with the get out. A good Samaritan got us together. You know what I'm saying? But I believe if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the person I am sitting right now in front of you today. So, it is all good. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, it helped shape you, and you're speaking from, real life experience. I always say, I always think man, I never want to, nobody grow up want to be a bad kid. Mm-hmm. And we just do stuff that, gets us caught up. But we speak from experience, and when we tell people stuff, it's not like we preaching because we've lived the life. It's not like we're pretend. Mm-hmm. It ain't like, a lot of people, they do these videos and rap videos, and they telling these kids on stuff, and all that stuff is pretend. It don't come out like that in a rap video.
I done been in real life shootouts. I done been in close proximity shootouts. I done been where you see the flash, and then it's like it's not a game. I done been in all of that. You know what I mean? I done been in cars and people shoot my cars up. Car don't work no more. You know what I mean? We done been in hella shit to where it's been close calls to death.
Yeah.
You could have been gone. It wasn't I didn't have an easy run. I was just bad. No, I done been in.
No, there's a purpose why you're here right now.
That's why I believe that. That's why I said all that to say that. I believe because it could have been easy. It could have been easy. One of them situations could have been the one that you wasn't here from.
No, I totally agree, man. I mean, both my co-defendants are dead. Mm-hmm. One got killed by the police, the other one just died. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I do this out of my heart because, like yourself, I've seen these young men come through the juvenile hall system and all this stuff, and you like, you know, I don't, people used to be like, oh man, how many new brothers we got on the yard? And I look at it like it's pathetic. I don't want to see you guys keep coming in here. We don't need to keep coming in there. We could do so much more. And like you said, the same energy you putting into robbing somebody, you can put that into a business. But we don't have it's having direction.
Yeah, because we didn't never, well, I'm speaking for myself. I never knew the other side of that coin. Now I went into the penitentiary and I came out that penitentiary and I see it's another side of the coin now. I know that it's a working game that I never knew about. You know what I mean? It's a slow game, but it's a for sure game.
Yeah.
And that's what game I took when I got out of prison. So it's like, I was in prison. My change started in there though. Like I wasn't in there being bad. I wasn't doing like in the first prison, beginning of my prison term, I had to participate in all the shit I got to get a part of. But it's like once I got older in there and started realizing it's closer to get home now, it was time to make that change because I got to get out there now. I'm not going to be here forever.
Was there anybody in there that had like an impact on you, like a mentor or OG who kind of like took you under their wing?
Well, when I first was in there, my first cellie was my second cellie after I left Hatchery. My brother was my cellie, same mom, same dad. So, me and him was cellies for the first 2 years I was in there. So.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was my best teacher, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, it was messed up that I had to be, but it was
family
at least,
member,
but at least I didn't have to question what he was teaching
Yeah,
me, big
that's
bro. I
right.
never had to worry about the lessons that he got me, and that's why I believe I was able to make it through prison the way I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to question what I was being taught about how to survive prison. I got to teach it by my brother, you know what I mean? So that goes back to the growing up in the hood, it's like we was talking about earlier, is like if my family member was doctors, I probably would have went to school to be the doctor. You know what I mean? But everything I seen in front of me was in the streets. Like all my brothers was on their way to the penitentiary. So I was feel like that was like not like my rite of passage, but it's like if I did end up going there, nobody would be like shocked if they heard that I was there. And that's messed up that our society looks at it like that. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing. You know what I mean? But that's how it was. So if we get back to the root of the ego is if you start at home, like, you know what I mean? If we really just tighten them up at home a little bit and just hope they don't make the decisions we make when we get on the streets.
That's where the core values start at, man. And I mean, nobody in my family was per se involved in criminal stuff, but because of my, I guess my drive to want to be so successful and to try to do something different, I just kept trying stuff. Maybe I can do this lick and it'll take me over here and I can go do this. So I was always, what if? You know what I mean? Because I didn't have the other stuff, like you said, the slow roll, go to college, take this, get this degree or do that or take this trade, open a business. I didn't have nobody pushing that, so I'm just trying street shit.
Yeah.
Seeing what works in the streets.
That's me. That was me. Like I said, but I was good at hustling though. Like if I would have just stayed as a hustler, I think I was trying to, like you say, I was trying to do too many things. Like we dipping and dabbing, like we had our own route. But we were so greedy to get more because it was out there to be had though. It's like it wasn't, it's not like I was actually, like I was just being greedy and I was asking for something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
The money was there. Everybody was having it. You know what I mean? So we just decided to make a bad decision and try to go get something. And some things happened in there and, you know what I mean? Somebody didn't make it and somebody got shot. You know what I mean? And then it's like my life changed too that day though too. It's like, you know what I mean? That wasn't a day like I'm proud of. Like that's not one of my proudest moments. You know what I mean? Like that was a day I feel like I did that to myself too. You know what I mean? Like I lost me that day and I had to reform and come into somebody else now.
Do you feel like when you got to the pen and you're sitting there and you're with your brother, man, you think about like, because you guys, you spent childhood together on the street, so now you're in there in the pen, and like, did you like reflect and look back like, damn, man, how we both get here? Were there any epiphany moments? Because I know for myself, when I was sitting there, Long Park, locked down, it's cold, you up in there, and you're like, damn, man, what did I do to get in here with all this craziness? You know what I mean? I started really thinking like, if the things I did, were these things that I really thought of, or some things I've been programmed to think?
I used to just, when I was in there, I used to just tell my brother, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't think that don't blame yourself, like, you know what I mean? Because he was my, when I was growing up, anything he doing, I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to think like I followed you, like trying to be bad, like, cause he's my cellie now. He see his baby brother. I'm still his baby brother at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of the 4 boys. So he like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my baby brother. I never want to see you like this.
Yeah.
So I don't never wanted him to feel like it's his fault. So it's more or less like, he never like said it like, damn, nigga, I wish you would have never been following me. But you can feel it like, my big brother don't want to see his little baby brother in here. Like, they got to go and visit his mamas and shit. He don't want that. So I always like, no, like, big brother, it wasn't your fault, though. On life, it wasn't.
Yeah.
This is what I'd rather for it to be like this. At least I can learn it from you now versus I do it later on and somebody else get a hold of me and who's to know what my prison term might come out like.
Well, I'm not saying it was a good thing, but I mean, having somebody that at least has your heart is the hardest thing. Because I remember being in there, I didn't have no homies. Nobody I knew from SAC, nobody from the street. So I don't know who to trust. Luckily, I met a cat from LA who was an older dude who kind of put me on game, and he had, good interest. He'd give me like spiritual books to read, different things, and another old white guy used to put me up on game. But like, I couldn't trust a lot of these cats. I ain't from their hood, because you know how it is. If you ain't from somebody's hood, they gonna throw you under the bus, because oh man, he from whoop whoop anyways.
Yeah, and that's crazy you say that too, because I had a situation like that where they didn't throw me under the bus, but it was like I was the only one from where I was from on this yard. You know what I mean? I'm in Delano, you know what I mean? But everybody here, a bunch of probably like the boys just told me, pulled up on me from PDL. But they've been in other prisons with me, so they already knew how my demeanor was and how I got down. So they just like they inherited me. It's like they took me in, bro. Like they really was like it, because I could have been, like you say, I could have been on there by myself. And it ain't nothing good to nobody in the penitentiary when you feel you by yourself.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So instead of them let me sit by myself, they kind of like brought me over there with them, like, you know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? I'm a Damu, you a Damu. We know what you do already. And then I started telling them I'm from Oak Park Lane, so they really treated me so good, like Mooney, Quick, you know what I mean? My PDL partners, Grump, like, you know what I mean? Like, bam, like, they genuinely, I swear to God, bro, like, was my homies. Like, when I came out to the yard, I'm looking for them, like, they looking for me. And they really didn't have to be like that. I could have been the person that would have been just on the yard, like kicking the can by myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a people's person, but if you don't have that structure to have if you don't got nobody that the yard considered got your back, you kind of like ain't really, you know what I'm saying? So that really was decent, and I respect it.
See, the last spot I was at before I got out, because of Sacktown love, there was a cat there, Mexican cat from West Sac, and he from Sac. Oh, we know some same people. We ain't from the same hood, but it's Sacramento, and he's, he was a straight up dude, and then I ended up becoming studies with him. But dudes from like LA, oh, what you doing with the Mexican dude? But in Sac, we don't get out like that. There's Mexican cats I grew up with, like we eat tamale, we kick it. That's my partner. We chill. We both, oh, what's up, man? They the
homies.
It's the homies. So it was different, but that's, he embraced me, so I was able to kind of kick, because I felt ostracized. Oh, I can't sit here, I'm not from the Bay. Oh, I can't sit here, I'm from LA. I'm like, damn, I'm sitting by myself, like, eat my food and shit, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
You got all these vultures crumbling around you. It's like, you know what I mean? They hovering like you're corking, so you gotta give you some strength. So like I said, that's big, bro. Like, that's big. If you're not, to be by yourself on the yard is not nice. So when they came and they did that for me, it's like, and that's why he just, like I say, I just went to have breakfast with him this morning. So he's still like my brother. Like, I still interact with them from that respect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you bring the bonds from prison to the streets, because some of them dudes in there really is your family, bro. Like, y'all really got them bonds. Like, y'all done really.
Well, it's funny you say that, because everybody, like that cat, I still mess with. My other partner, when I hit the yard, he was from Stockton, and he was Mexican. His brother like, oh man, you knew my brother, man. He brought me a grocery bag full of shit. Here you go. I didn't like, cause I didn't, you don't get your property for a little bit. So me and him are still cool brothers. We still talk, man. So these people I built bonds with in prison, I'm still cool with, and it's like, that's real friendship. Like, people out here, man, they don't even know what it means to be loyal. These dudes out here, bro, they scared. I'm talking about, don't be dudes that use me. Oh, man, and get on the channel, then they saw some weirdo shit. I'm
like they forgot that you the one put them on.
And just selfish intention. There's nothing genuine about it. Like, they genuinely don't really give a F about you, but they trying to use Premo to somehow parlay into something else.
Exactamundo. And like I said, you're absolutely right about that, and that's a cold way to do it, because it's like, if I put you on, bro, like, all I'm asking for is loyalty. I didn't do it for nothing other than you to be loyal to me. I'm not asking you for no financial gain, because then I was in a position to do that for you without me getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
But then don't slap me in the face with it, bro, like you don't respect it, because then it's like, I didn't have to do that. We didn't have to give you that. I didn't have to put you on. I never had to really help you. So that's why a lot of people don't give out help, because they done gave it to the wrong people. But I wish they just keep giving out the help, because there is the right people that's out there that deserve it. But like you say, you give it to the wrong people too many times, you're going to start holding back on it, because you're tired of getting the results you was getting.
Yeah. And I look at it as like all energy, man, because like I said, I like to see people win. When I see people doing well, to me, it's like, especially coming from your background, like what you've done or what I've done, it's like you overcoming adversity, now your success. You got the old school, me and you meeting up at the spot, we doing our old school thing, we clowning, having fun. A lot of other youngsters seeing us, how you do that? Oh man, you can start this. They now aspiring for realistic shit. They're not trying to go out here and be these thug dudes and robbing home invasion. We did all that, but you guys don't have to do that. We did it so you don't have to do it.
And that's what I love about the old school game, like you just said, man, because I got to get down with something that they would like. You know what I mean? But I got to let them see me build it with my work money versus me build it with the street money. So they see the old school that I'm putting together right now, and they be like, damn, big bro, what you be over here doing? So that's how I get their interest. So now while I got you, we talking about these cars, I'm going to talk to you about other stuff too. Like, man, what you been going on with, man? How you been doing out here? Man, you been good?
That's right.
Family going good? Man, you been in that school? Now I got you here now. We here for the car. But I got you here, so I'm still gonna steal a little bit of trying to give you some of that little bit of put some nurturing in your little soil and try to put some in water on it. Hopefully it can blossom and you turn into something. And I just want to get down with them on the. I want you to see that as an OG in the streets, I do not have to go do illegal shit to be successful.
That's right.
You see how I'm coming from? I used to think as to get to be OGs, all the OGs was doing illegal shit to get successful. Now I'm seeing people like you. I'm seeing people like all my other partners and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm grown folks that go to work on a regular, and they got their good life. Why wouldn't I want to try that? Where I can be fast life in the street, man, hustling. I can be doing all of that, yeah. But then as soon as the one knock, kick in the door, police pull me over the wrong, it's all bad. And I lost it all. Now everything I saved, I got to go pay for lawyers and bail money, so I really have nothing. My money is my money, big bro. They can't take it. My cars are my cars.
What would you tell a younger Premo? Like, there's kids that watch my channel, and I tell them about being a man, about creating these strengths and stuff like that, and they're like, "Well, Big Herc, man, what if we don't have a role model? What do we do?" Or, what if our parents aren't? We have parents, but they don't do anything for us. Like, what advice would you give them kids looking for hope, like trying to find direction?
Don't seek it from the streets, first and foremost, and just look within, deep within, and ask yourself, what is exactly that you want to do with yourself? Like, I never really had them kind of thoughts with myself, like you say, 5 year down the line goals, like where I see myself in 5 years from now. Nothing happens overnight. You see how I'm coming from? Everybody think you're gonna get successful or you're gonna get big or overnight. I would tell them, just take your time, be patient, slow and steady wins the race every time. I promise you, I'm a living proof of it on my life. Slow and steady win the race. Nothing comes good fast. So all the kids think they want the stuff fast. They want to get it with no work put in. They don't want to get it by putting in no effort and energy. Just put a little elbow grease in it. I promise you it'll shine.
I think too, because of just social media and the false sense that these guys have like instantly made money. I'll show you how to turn $800 into an $800,000 apartment building, and you drive this Aston Martin. That's bullshit.
They want the fast money. Nothing come fast. Slow and steady, man. Trust me. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. If it was that easy to turn that 800 to that 80,000, we'd have a lot of 80,000 around here. It's not that easy, big brother. They got to put that work in. If you want that 80, you got to put the work in to get the 80.
Yeah.
But it can be got.
Yeah.
But at first, I never even thought about that. I never was even looking that far down the line.
Yeah.
Now I do though, because everything I do, I set up stuff for years down the line. I be doing things that I'm not even worried about. It's for down the line.
Yeah. I look at it the same way too. I never, not until I sat down in that penitentiary, man, at like 24 and started really thinking like long term. When you're young, you're out here, you've been in shootouts and all this stuff. You feel almost like superhero status, and you like, man, I don't care, and I, run around until you be humbled. Mm-hmm. And I tell people, man, going to prison, there's always somebody harder. There's always somebody more gangster, made more money, done killed more people. There's always somebody. So you got to be humble, and you humble yourself and open yourself up to conversation dialogue. You can learn a lot, and that's what I learned, man. Like, I could learn from a little kid. I can learn from a midget. I can learn from an old person. I can learn. You can learn from all type of stuff, man. So I'm always trying to think like, when somebody crosses my path, like you go in my DMs, you're like, hey man, I look at your thing, I'm like, man, okay, what can I learn from this dude? Okay, let me try to reach out and see what's up. You never know. You never know, because, I see people and they, some people get a little bit of money or get a little bit of this and they head blow up or they turn into something else. It's like, for me, I'm like, I always want to think about like, where I came from and how I can maybe help somebody else and how that person maybe, who knows why they even came into my universe. And you got to just look at things like that. And, sometimes there's a bunch of, people in there trying to like at the same time take advantage of you. So you got to be careful, teach kids, you got to be able to see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, man, you got to always just, keep an open heart and try to surround yourself around people who have good core values.
That's what I've been doing right now. Like when I was in the pen, like all I did was hang out with the older people. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't really hang with the youngsters. Yeah. Because all they want to do is look at XXL books and they trying to look about the new up-to-date rap music. I'm trying to get some game. I was the person that's always trying to learn. I'm always trying to expand my everything. So it's like I can't get that with nobody that ain't trying to talk about nothing but the internet.
Yeah.
They on the phone worried about who got a phone in the cell. And I don't want to be with them.
You're right.
I'm with the OGs over here. I swear to God, big brother, they playing chess and they ain't doing too much talking. But when they do talk, it's a gem being dropped.
Yeah.
So I'm here to catch them gems.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how my prison term was about. That's why I was able to get out of prison and go to work. And then, because I worked every day, I used to go to work every day, twice a day.
Well, I always tell people too, you always want to surround yourself around people, you think you can learn from. So, I used to be in a law library a lot. I never like sat there and like watched BET all day. Gucci Man, oh man, T.I., all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I got to get my mind together. I can't worry about how many points Kobe scored or LeBron scored. I can't worry about somebody else's stats. I got to get my stats together.
There you go. You have to focus on your own career. That's why, because you a career person. You ain't worried about them people that just want to be a watcher. I'm not a watcher. I'm a doer.
That's right.
I'm trying to go out there and score them points that he scored, so that means you can watch me.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I want y'all to watch me, so I don't want to be the person that's doing the watching.
What would you like to, as far as like in roundabout, like leave with the viewers, man, who are watching this, as far as about yourself, man?
Well, just that there's that you just looking at a changed man. You know what I'm saying? If you was to know me, you know what I mean, to know where I came from and the way I live my life now, there's really change can happen. Like I used to be a very bad person, and now I live a life totally different. Like I'm just a legit, genuine person. So I would just want them to know, like, you know what I mean, if you want to think change, if change can happen, if you behind the wall, you wherever you at, you watching this on your phone, however you getting a hold to this, you can get out here and you can still enjoy life without going backwards. You don't got to be who you was. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And how do they find you on social media?
Oh, my name is Premo the General on all social media platforms. Just Premo the General. I got a little YouTube page, Premo the General's Corner. And I'm just trying to keep content like this going, just to try to keep the youngsters understand that there's a way that you can be successful in these streets without having to be illegal. I don't got to go rob nobody to get nothing I have. I just got to go to work and clock in and clock out. That's it.
And there you guys have it. I'll have all the links in the description too, so you guys can check out this man's information. And yeah, man, just lacing you guys up, putting you up on game, man, and knowing that there is other choices out there and other opportunities, man. You don't have to try to be something and think you're going to get these accolades, because those ain't the right accolades you want, man.
Absolutely not.
So, Big Herc 916, getting out fresh out, and Premo the General. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com.